friends, welcome back to Simplified by Singham. Today we are going to talk about something super important in Python, which is functions. So, what is a function? So, think of function like a magic box. You give it something, it does some work inside, and then it gives you something back. In programming, functions help us organize our code. Like instead of writing the same code again and again, we put it inside a function and just call it whenever we need it. That's why functions make our code cleaner, shorter, and easier to understand. So basic function should look something like this. You have to start it with def and then function name, and then you will have parameters here. And then inside you write the entire logic. So function body, we say it function body. And you return something. For example, result. So this is function. So def, this tells Python that we are defining a function. And function name, you can choose any name you like, but it should make sense. And parameters, these are inputs we give to the function and it's totally optional. It depends upon situation. And then this return sends back the result. It's also optional. It depends upon the situation. Like for example, let's say we want Python to greet someone by their name. Okay. So let's create the function name as greeting. And inside parameters, we'll keep name. And inside the body you can return something like hello name, and you keep this inside strings, and this should be in string hello name, something like this. And now name, you will get it from user. Enter your name. And you create a message and you call this greeting function and you send the name inside this. And you will print message. So what's happening here? Here you are giving a name. Like for example, I gave Lucky. Okay. So user gave name Lucky and message equal to greeting of name. Now the program will call this function. Now the interpreter jumps here with this name Lucky. It will send, return in the sense it will send the value after doing a particular task end of this function. It's totally optional, but here we have to return. So we are returning this string saying that hello with the name Lucky in it. Okay. And now program will get this hello Lucky and store it in message. So this hello lucky is stored in message and it will print hello lucky as the output. Like for example, if I give lucky, it will say hello lucky. If you give Alice, it gives Alice. See what's happening? The function takes input, it processes it, and it goes here, it processes it, and it gives us result back. Easy, right? Now let's do something slightly cooler. Imagine we have a list of grades and we want to calculate the average. So obviously we have to define the function and we'll give calculate average as the function name. And you give grades and then you'll give total equal to sum of grades, and average equal to total by ln of grades, and you return average. So this is a logic calculate average of grades. Okay. Like for example, you gave grades in a list or like 8.5, 9.0, 7.5, 9.5, and you created a variable called average. And here you are calling this function calculate average and you are sending this grades list as parameter. Okay. And you will print the average is average. And yeah, that's it. So what's happening here? You created a list of grades and you are calling this calculate average function and you are sending that grades as parameter, which is nothing but grades as input to this function. And here it is, sum is nothing but it will just give the total of all these elements of these grades. It's a part of a list method. You don't have to worry about that. If you want, you can write code for logic for, calculating the sum as well. So this sum will give you the total of the, values with whatever present inside the list. And to find the average, obviously, we have to do total by the number of elements inside the list. So how to get the number of elements inside the list? Using this len. So it is also a list method and it will give you the number of elements inside the list. So total by 4 will give you the average and it will return average. So what's happening here? You created a variable. You called this calculate average function with grades as input. And now the program will jump here. It will get the total, it will get the average, and it will return the average. Now the program will get this average and it will store that average value inside this average. And this average will give you the output. So the output is the average is average. Let's run it. So the average is 8.625. If you want to round it, you can do something like 0.2f, something like this, and you can calculate the average and you can round it to 2 decimals. So like this, you can calculate average as many times as you want by giving different grades as input. And you can get as many times, like you don't have to write the same logic again and again. So if you write same logic, like for example here it is taking 3 lines without function, and again if you want to calculate the average of another list, then you have to write one set of 3 more lines. So the program is becoming longer and longer. So instead of rewriting it again and again, we are just creating a function and we are keeping that bunch of code in one block and we are reusing it again and again. So this is how we optimize code and this is how we can even reduce the runtime of the program. So this is the functions are really, really important things to remember when it comes to the basics of programming. So the thing I'm going faster here is because we have done all this before itself. If you followed each and every episode of my Python basic series, we have traced it multiple times. You know what happens in a particular line, but its job is to write a block of code and we can reuse it as many times as we want. So all the hard work is done inside the function. And we have one more example. Sometimes we don't want to always give a parameter. We can set a default value. right? Like for example, let's take this greeting example itself. Greeting, and just give name equal to visitor. We are not getting the input from outside. We are just giving input right here itself, and return hello name. And when you print greeting, it will print this hello visitor. And when you print greeting, let's give Alice. Here, just pause at this point and let me know what will be the output at this particular line. It will be hello Alice, and this will be hello visitor. It's something like if we don't pass anything, if we don't give any value, then it will, by default, it will call the person as visitor. If you give any name, then it will take the name and it will call that person's name. It's as simple as that. So this name equal to visitor is nothing but it's a default value that give to the person. And then the name value changes from visitor to Alice. Okay. And did you know a function can return more than one value? Let's try the squares and cubes one. Like for example, let's calculate squares and cubes. And let's give number. Always define function in such a way that it makes sense to the user or even the developer, whoever reading the code. And how do we calculate square? Obviously, number, if you multiply it 2 times, it will be square. And cube, if you multiply it 3 times, then it will be cube. And you will return square and cube in the same line itself. And now let's get the user input. Enter a number, and you just create two variables, square comma cube, and you just call this function calculate squares and cubes, and just send this number as parameter. And yeah, so this square value is stored here and this cube value is stored here. You can change, you can give different variables. Here I prefer giving the same name because it makes sense and even it will be easy for us to understand the logic. And let's print the square is, or you can just give square cube cube. Like for example, if I run it and if I give the value maybe 2 square is 4 and 2 cube is 8. So this is how you can find cubes and squares of numbers, and you can reuse the same logic as many times as you want by just calling this line, by just calling this function. So that is why functions are super powerful. Because as your programs grow, writing everything line by line will get messy, and functions help you reuse code, as I said before, and it keeps things organized and makes debugging much easier. That's the basics of functions in Python. Think of them as your little helpers inside the code world. Once you master them, your programs will feel much more professional and easy to manage. And if you learned something new today, do me a favor. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and drop a comment telling me what's the first function you are going to create. Remember, coding is all about practice. The more you try, the more magical it feels. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep coding and keep learning.